2-1-0 blast off. Time for Spidey presents the new movie review. Oh, this goddamn webcam is just screwy tonight, man. This is like the fifth time I'm trying to goddamn web, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, oh, I'm back to do another movie review from a movie from actually 1932. Yes, it's a long time ago, folks, but I decided to come back and kind of do something that you have no idea what the hell is. Okay, we're going to start off by saying no shout outs tonight. You know why? Because no one ever responds with comments, messages, subscribe, nothing, thumbs up. Oh, it's so sad. Me and Penny don't get shit anymore, man. It's fucking disgusting, man. Or Butcher. Oh, YouTube just blows, man. Anyway, we're going to be talking about a movie. Like I said, no more shout outs. Not tonight, at least. I don't care if Penny wants to do one or Butcher in the next few days, but not me tonight. Spidey has a bit of class. Okay, we're going to talk about a movie from 1932. Yes, 1932. It's, oh my Christ, it's almost as old as I am. Whatever. Ooh, I do look good tonight, though. Don't you think so? Oh, I don't know if I can get this goddamn webcast podcast video in, but we're going to give it a shot. This is my last attempt because, frankly, I'm getting a little bit frustrated. Oh, so far so good. I haven't seen any glitches going on. Oh, God almighty, folks. Okay, we're going to talk about a movie from 1932. Now, I really never saw this movie ever in my entire life. I saw bits and clips and trailers on YouTube, of course, and it looked kind of interesting. So I decided to order this movie maybe about a week and a half ago from eBay, and I got it in the mail, and I kind of watched it in about maybe 3 chunks because I don't like sitting through entire movies straight through. I kind of like to, watch them like a third at a time or something like that until I got the whole movie under my belt. So basically, that's what I really do here. Same with Freaks. We're going to be talking about Freaks from 1932. Yes, I know a lot of people are going, oh, you shouldn't be talking about stuff like that. Well, folks, it occurred. I mean, it's sideshow type stuff, midway type stuff. This is basically about a traveling circus with a sideshow attached to it and stuff like that. It's not a really big circus, but there's a lot of people in this movie. I mean, it's a fairly decent cast. But it's Todd Browning, of course. We all know who Todd Browning is. If you're any kind of a movie buff, you know who Todd Browning is, right? Come on, do your research. He's very well known for a bunch of movies back in that particular era. The teens, the 20s, the 30s, stuff like that. Okay, and maybe beyond that point. Okay, we're going to talk about this movie. Yes, I know you're going, shut the fuck up and just talk about the fucking movie. I'm just worried about my goddamn podcast getting through here without it, whatever. Okay, like I said, no more shout outs. Okay, here's the cover for this movie. It's called Freaks, of course. Todd Browning's Freaks. There we go. It's actually a pretty good movie. It's about revenge. It's really about this lady performer that's part of the circus. Normal size. The little people are pretty cool. I guess you want to call them we just call them little people, right? Sideshow performers, stuff like that. So I don't, well, whatever. You all know what I'm talking about. Come on now. Anyway, she finds out that one of the main little characters is inherited a lot of money. So she's basically trying to knock him off, poisoning his water and his drink, his wine, stuff like that. And the rest of the gang, and they get wind of this, and they plot to kill her. Or they really don't kill her. They do something even worse to her. And she's got this tall boyfriend. He's like the strong man of the circus, and he's a creep. They're both plotting against, I'm not sure what his name is in this particular movie. God, my Spidey suit is just falling apart here. Look at this shit, man. I gotta get a new Spidey suit, folks. Or do some goddamn sewing here because it's really getting out of hand. Whatever. Okay, let's continue on with the review. Okay, so basically, it really just interweaves a bunch of different stories between the little people and the circus, the normal sized people and stuff like that, going through their daily lives, getting ready for their show from one town to the next town, stuff like that. It's the circus, folks. That's what they do, right? That's what they do. Pitch the big tent, and they all perform their particular stunts and their tricks and their stuff like that. And it's just we all love the circus. I love the circus. Don't you love the circus? I think the circuses are just sweet. I've been to the circus a bunch of times in my lifetime, and I love the circus, man. I don't give a shit if all you people are fucking prejudiced against the circuses. I love the circus, man. I grew up with the circus, Ringling Brothers, all that kind of stuff. Enough with my ranting. Anyway, so the movie just kind of goes along. It's about close to 90 minutes long. Let's show you the backside of it. There it is. I think you got an idea pretty much what it's about, right? Revenge. Freaks. Oh, should we just call them little people? How about that, huh? We'll call them little people. I mean, back in the day, this was a normal term for little people. I like the term little people. How about that? That's better, man. Oh, that's not a bad shot right there. Anyway, Todd Browning. Oh, good movie by him. Anyway, so basically it just goes along. It's about like 90 minutes long. They're just doing their normal stuff like I just mentioned, And then they find out that she's plotting to poison him and steal his fortune. He's really super rich or something and got some kind of inheritance or something like that. And of course, his girlfriend is completely jealous that he's trying to date this normal sized lady, or what do you want to call her? I don't know what she's an asshole. And her boyfriend's an asshole too. But anyway, so it just kind of plots along for the whole movie, and about halfway through they kind of figure out that she's just out to steal his money and kill him, and and they're all the people of the circus are trying to help him and stop this from happening, which they actually do, which is kind of cool. So the two bad people get what they deserve at the very end, right? That's the way it should be, right? I think that's the way it should be. Spidey, I'm looking good. I'm gonna get back to I'm thinking about buying a new Spidey costume, maybe one that's a little more red, like I used to have in the past, because I think this one is good, but it's not quite as vibrant as I would like it to be. Oh my God! Oh, we're up to about 8 minutes. God, I just got to hang on for a little bit longer, folks, before my webcam decides to slap me across the face. Anyway, we're going to be reviewing another movie in a few days. I'm sure you all know what this movie is, but not tonight. We're talking about freaks tonight. We're going to be doing The Big Lebowski. Oh my God. One of the coolest comedies ever made in the history of cinema. Oh, that's a great movie. We're not going to talk about that. That's my next review. And that sucker's a 10, by the way. So we're going to talk about freaks again. There we go. I know I keep showing the cover. I'm not really making much sense, but Spidey really never makes any sense, right? He just kind of does what he has to do. Anyway, so her fate and her boyfriend's fate is just terrible at the end. I mean, I'm going to kind of give away the ending because that really is the point of the movie. Getting these two people back for what they're plotting to do against the little dude, man. I call him the little dude. he's cool. All these little people are so cool, man. I would love to just hang out with all of them, man. Go from town to town and you do shows with them, and all the other circus performers. That would be really cool, man. I always wanted to join the circus, right? Circus is cool, man. I already just got done venting about the circus. Yeah, circus #1, man. That was one of my dreams as a young whippersnapper, is to just join the circus and go from city to city, town from town, state from state, stuff like that. But Spidey's just getting too old, right? Spidey's just getting too old, man. The only thing I could do is maybe pitch a tent for one of their big top shows. I don't know, man. Oh my God. Spidey. Anyway, so it's got a lot of interesting. Anyway, we'll get back to the movie. It's got a lot of interesting interaction between the little people, the big people, the bad guy, and this doofus ass girlfriend who are trying to kill the little guy, and stuff like that. It's basically the personal lives of the little people, the big people, the circus people. They're constantly on the road. Like I said, trying to showcase their circus for whatever town or city they might be going to, whatever it might be. Anyway, I don't know if I can really we're up to 11 minutes. I don't really much to say here. This might be a really short review. It might be a short review. It's going to get a pretty good rating because I think it's well done. It doesn't really exploit the little people or the big people or the circus people. It basically just tells the story of their everyday lives. They're no different than anybody else in the world. They have their own problems, their own concerns. The little people and stuff like that, and the circus people. They just doing what they have to do to make a buck, right? That's what it's all about, right? Even though the world exploits them, for the way they look and stuff like that. But something, they're goddamn cool, man. I love this cast in this movie. The thing is, the cast originally, well, they're not professional actors. Todd Browning just hired them because they were well known in the world of sideshow exhibits and stuff like that, and they all do a great job acting. I mean, they all really do a good job. I can't fault. What am I fault? What the hell is fault? Fault. I can't fault anybody here because everybody does their job when it comes to acting and stuff like that. It's pretty much believable, and I think that for the most part the movie works really well. I mean, no one makes fun of the little people or the circus people, which is really good. They're just like everybody else, like I just mentioned. They're just going about their business, making a buck for the families, and going from town to town, city to city, state to state, whatever it might be. They're exactly the same as anybody else. And I could be friends with all of them. In fact, I know I'm babbling too much. I shouldn't. I would have loved to be part of that little sideshow and that circus train back in 1932. That would have been kind of a cool way to spend your life. Not, the thing is, if you don't got a family to concern yourself with, you may as well just go do something like that. That sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? I think it is. Do something adventurous. That's kind of adventurous, I think. And it takes a lot of, well, what am I trying to think? It takes a lot of determination to actually pull up stakes and go do stuff like that, right? I hats off to the circus people and all that kind of stuff because they really have a rough lifestyle and they just basically, they're just doing what they love, right? That's what it's all about. Okay, enough of me rambling. Okay, anyway, we're going to talk about a little bit more of the movie towards the end. They finally decide to kill the big guy, the girlfriend's boyfriend, the strong man, if you want to call him. And basically, they stab him pretty much, and it's raining one night, and they're all the little people are crawling around underneath the wagons, and this guy is bleeding to death on the ground, mud and everything, and he keeps looking around, and they're all kind of creeping on all fours towards him and stuff like that. They're going to kill him because basically they got plans for her just a short while later, which is actually pretty cool. It's kind of a cruel thing what they do to her. They don't kill her, but they do something worse, I think. She basically gets made into one of them, pretty much. Anyway, it doesn't show the little guys and chasing the guy under the... I mean, they don't show him getting killed. He's already going to die anyway. So basically, he gets offed, of course. He gets offed. And so now it's her turn. And so basically what happens is the little people pretty much get her back. Well, it doesn't, you got to see the movie, man. She turns into one of the exhibits at the end. She's alive. I don't know if they cut her legs and her arms off, but she's in this little corral type area where people are walking by looking down at her, stuff like that. And she can't even talk or something. I don't know exactly what they did to her. the ending is really weird, man, because they let her live, and basically everybody else in the circus is fine, except the big strongman guy. He's dead, and she's her fate is worse than being dead, really, because basically she's I mean she's one of those sideshow exhibits now. I know it doesn't make much sense what I'm saying here, but you got to watch the movie to understand what I'm talking about. I mean, when I saw her at the end, the spectators and the customers are walking by her pen or something, and looking down at her in this. I'm not sure what you want to call it, enclosed whatever, and she's. Oh my God! She's what the hell did they do to her? I don't know. It seems to me they may have cut her legs and her arms off and kept her alive. And oh my God, she probably would have been better off just dying, really, along with her boyfriend, the strongman. I think, don't you think? I mean, that's pretty much a horrible fate. I mean, she deserved it, but she tried to kill that little dude, and that's just unacceptable, right? To me, it is. And the rest of the people in that particular movie, all the actors and performers, thought so too. So they did her a favor. Anyway, the little guy ends up marrying his little girlfriend at the very end after we see what they've done to her. The mean lady. We'll call her the mean lady. And so it has a very happy ending. He's rich and he's still with the circus along with all the other performers and, going from town to town, blah, blah, blah. Like I said, about 500,000 times, right? Anyway, okay, we're up to about. Oh, well, I don't know. We can talk a little more. There's really not much to talk about, folks. It's really atmospheric. The movie's pretty much atmospheric. It's got a lot of rainy nights and stuff like that, overcast. I don't know if it was filmed on a soundstage or actually out in the wooded areas on the outskirts of some of these towns and cities or whatever. But it's actually a pretty cool movie. I really enjoy all the different actors in this movie, all the performers and stuff like that. They all seem believable to me. I'm not sure exactly what kind of a circus this is, way back in 1932, but it seems to work for me. It seems to work for, uh, you know, all the people in the movie. Oh my God, I don't know if I'm making much sense on this particular review. Ah, I think I'm a little. I think I've been. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, we got to end this pretty soon because I'm up to about almost 18 minutes. But anyway, I know I haven't made much sense on this review. I don't want to talk about all the different scenes and all the dialogue and all that stuff. You have to watch the movie to understand. Like I said, but it's an entertaining little flick. It's not a documentary. It's an actual movie. So don't think you're going to get narration on the side or nothing like that. So anyway, we're going to rate this movie because I think it's really well done. And we're going to give this movie a full 8 spiderwebs because I think Todd Browning and his entire cast and production team and the actors and everybody like that did a really good job in this movie. Not bad for 1932, right? Not too bad. Okay, I know this is a terrible podcast review, but I did the best I could with such an old movie. So, one more shot of it. Okay, there we go. I hope I was fair. I hope I was fair. Did I say 7? I think 7 spiderwebs. Okay, there you go. And we are going to end this podcast video review right now. And then hopefully we'll come back with Big Lebowski really soon. Until then, y'all watch yourself and comment on my goddamn videos. How about that? Until next time, watch the skies.